Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. It's been a minute since I have posted a video and I'm gonna get into that, but today I just wanted to do like a general life update where I've been. You might be able to tell in my voice right away that I am just recovering from a cold, so bear with me with that. I really wanted to film last week, but I was really sick last week and there's no way I could have filmed, so I just decided, you know what, I'll just wait. And yeah, slowly I'm recovering, but yeah, so I just wanted to get into the life updates. So this year has been a really transformative year. Just with the amount of things that have happened, it's crazy to look back on and think of all the things that we did, and unfortunately the amount of sad things that happened. So starting the year last year, I was pregnant and just excited and nervous and all the things, but with my pregnancy I also it kind of wore me emotionally. Like, I wasn't expecting that with pregnancy, and so with that being a surprise to me, it brought on some guilt too, because I just didn't know why I was feeling that way. And I think it's just a lot of hormonal changes that causes that. It wasn't anything major, but it kind of, the first trimester was a little bit more difficult for me mentally, and there's a good reason for that, I guess. I was sick and tired all the time, and my body was changing, and it's just all very new. And then fast forward to the second trimester, I started to feel a lot better, and I was, my energy levels were coming back, and I was getting excited because summer was coming. This was more, around early May or maybe April. And then my grandpa he was sick, but he got a lot worse, and he ended up going into the hospital. And after about a week going through all of that, he ended up passing away early May. So that was really hard for our family, and just spent time with my grandma during that time and just tried to be with the family and that kind of things. Oh, and then I also had a really bad cold, like in May. I feel like I've been sick so much this year. And I feel like a lot of people have, so I don't know if there's something to that, but yeah, so in May, it was just a big month because I was recovering from this cold, and then I was able to tell my family and friends that we were expecting, because I wanted to wait a while, so I was 15 weeks, I believe, when I told my family that we were having a baby, and we were super excited. It was Mother's Day, everything. We were sad, obviously, that my grandpa had passed, but everything was still on the up and up. And fast forward then a couple weeks towards the end of May, we found out that we had lost the baby at 17 weeks. And that was such a shock and such a difficult time of our life, obviously. And so, yeah, so basically throughout that, I just took time and we really slowed everything down, took a week off of work, which I was so grateful to have that time. My husband took a week off, I believe, or took days off of work, so we could be together and just, be in the grief of that, because I did have to deliver the baby with how far along I was. I have a video on that too, but so yeah, so that was really difficult. And although there was a lot of blessings that were in it as well, it was obviously a very difficult time. And now it went from being super excited about summer to almost kind of dreading summer, because it felt like it's this time of, it's supposed to be this time of like abundance and doing all the bunch of fun stuff, and everything in me just wanted to just lay in bed. Not quite to where I would be considered depressed, because I really think that with the amount of people that were praying for us and thinking of us and reaching out and that kind of thing, I think that really helped to keep me out of depression, because I could feel the love that surrounded us. But obviously it was just a difficult time, and looking back, I'm really grateful for the experience, even though, I'll kind of get into that. So but yeah, so that was the end of May, and then throughout all of June, just a lot of it was a big blur. I don't really remember how it felt necessarily. I just remember kind of just going through the motions and kind of forcing myself to do, the work that I had to do, and recovering from being in labor. And yeah, so, and then the end of June, my family and I got to go on this big RV trip. I have a video all about that on my channel as well. And we got to go to a bunch of different national parks, and it was my parents and 4 out of my 5 brothers and my husband, and then our 3 dogs. We have 1 dog, my parents have 2 dogs. So it was kind of crazy because we were all in the RV together, but it was great, and we had a great time, and it was just such a nice time to just get away from everything. After my grandpa passed and then we lost the baby, it just felt like a lot of heaviness, and so going on this trip was a great refresh, and it just felt like it was just a lot of fun. So I was super grateful for that. It was a 2-week long vacation. So yeah, coming back from that, it was kind of beginning of July, and I don't know, I feel like we did so much this summer that I just don't even remember what we all did. But yeah, and then fast forward to really just the end of summer. There was a lot of good things that happened, spiritually, and I guess there's just a lot of good family time, family memories, things that we get to do. And then come September, this is kind of the big update here. I found out that I was expecting again. So I am currently expecting my 2nd baby. I didn't want to make this video all about that because I will talk about it in a future video, how I was feeling and all that. I'm currently 18 weeks and everything's going great. We did a test this time to kind of see if there's anything genetically wrong, with the baby or abnormal, and everything. So far, everything has been great, and the baby has a clean bill of health. So we're so grateful for that. And yeah, so I wanted to mention that in this video because obviously it's a huge thing, and that's honestly been just such a blessing. And that's why I say, like, although it was so hard to lose our first baby, I'm grateful in a way that, if I could have them both here, I would love that because there's still so many times it's strange when you go through miscarriage, and then pregnancy after miscarriage is a whole another topic. But I just feel like, I couldn't have had this baby and my first baby, just the timing of everything, it wouldn't have happened. So I'm just really grateful for the fact that we went through the things that we had to go through this year, and to get to where I am now. But yeah, so that's been such a blessing and such a huge, I don't know, it's just been like such an answer to prayers, I guess, throughout this whole summer, and kind of a calm in the storm, I guess, because then after finding that out, my grandma, who I'm really close to, on the other side, so it's not my grandpa's wife, it's the other side of my family, she you know, she had a fall and then she ended up in the hospital, and this was all like late September. And then the last 3 months, we kind of watched her just slowly decline, you know, with her strength and mobility and her, and just everything. She just really started to get weaker and weaker until, or it was December 20th when she passed this year. So it's right before Christmas. And that was really, really difficult for our family. And yeah, so we had her funeral, you know, just a couple days after Christmas, and that's a big part of why it's been difficult for me to film the last like month and a half. I think the last time I put a video out, it was Thanksgiving week, so that's a really long time, and I don't like doing that. I like to try to post a video every week, so I'm hoping to get back into that schedule for this year. Obviously I have a really small following, so I appreciate whoever is here kind of sticking around. But yeah, so I don't know, I struggled a lot with that because I grew up going to her house every week. We'd spend Sundays with her and have meals with her, and although she's 96, which we're so blessed to have her for that long of a time, it just, up until September, she was in such great health, so it really wasn't expected, even though you know that obviously they're elderly and it's gonna happen. Yeah, it was still a little bit of a shock, and I don't know, it's a weird thing. Like when it's really my first time, which I'm very blessed to have it be my first time experiencing death of somebody that I'm close to, you know, with first my grandpa, and then losing the baby is a whole different kind of loss, and then losing my grandma now. It's been a very difficult year for that, for just loss. And but yeah, so although it was a tough Christmas this year because we just didn't really feel like celebrating, and it, you know, it was nice that we were with family, but it just wasn't obviously as joyful as what you would want it to be. But yeah, there's a lot of like, I'm grateful for the time that we got to spend with extended family and people that we don't get to see much, just being at her funeral and all of that kind of stuff. And then after all of that, I ended up getting, well, I guess throughout December, I got sick again. And that was kind of like mid-December. So before she passed, I had a pretty bad cold that kind of kept morphing into something else. And I don't know, I just felt like it was never going away. And I kind of attribute it to like the pregnancy, because I know my immune system is pretty low. And I also, I work with elderly people who have a lot of illnesses, and I'm around that quite a bit. So I'm sure, you know, I pick up stuff pretty easily from other people, unfortunately. But yeah, so, and then, so that was really difficult because it just wasn't going away. And then it got worse last week, like I said, which is why I couldn't film a video. But yeah, so I'm here today. I was hoping to be able to make this more of like make myself look better, I guess. I'm just in my sweatshirt and have a bun in my hair, but you know, sometimes that's just the way it is. And I just wanted to get a video out because it's just been such a long time, and I really like making these videos. I'm hoping to do more like, I don't know, life reset videos, like Organize with me, and then just having heart-to-hearts again, because I really like doing that. And yeah, so that's my plan for this next year. Obviously everything is going to change having our baby this summer, so we'll kind of see how that all goes. And I do plan on making an update, like I said, about this pregnancy and all the things of first trimester, and kind of the plans for that we have coming up. So, but with that being said, it's kind of interesting because every year I pick a word for the year. I've been doing this the last like 4 years, I think now or so. And last year I picked a word that I couldn't even I'd have to look it up, and I should have looked it up before, but I just didn't. But it's a word that means basically growing your faith or stretching your faith, and it's not an English word, so it translates to that in English. And that couldn't have been probably more accurate, because all the things that happened emotionally, I definitely felt stretched, and it just felt like a storm. There wasn't much relief. Like I said, there was a lot of great moments with our family trip, and just appreciating family more and not taking that for granted, but also having to let go of so many things that you love, and the ups and downs of the excitement of pregnancy, and then the loss, and now, you know, being pregnant again, and all the emotions that go into that, which are amazing. But obviously there's a lot of fear and anxiety that comes along with that too, naturally. So that's definitely why I want to make a video about talking about some of that stuff. But yeah, so that was my word for the year last year. And this year I felt like my word for the year is peace. So I'm hoping that plays out. And I just felt like I didn't really pick it because I'm hoping that my year's peaceful. Obviously I do, but I just feel like I want to find peace within myself, even in the storms of life, because it's so easy to just kind of go into panic mode and feel like life is falling apart and that everything is crashing down. But finding peace even in the chaos, I think, is a really important thing. And you know, this year taught me that I'm an adult now. As I'm 25, I'll be 26 next month. But like it felt like I'm a real adult. There's just been a lot of things that have happened that I've had to navigate through, you know, in a way that makes you realize that I'm independent and in this, and it's my, you know, cross to bear, and I'm not alone, thank goodness. But you can see my dog here. But yeah, so it's just been a very transformative year. So I hope that next year, you know, I hope to grow in some way each year. But next year my goal is to just have a lot more peace internally, regardless of what's going on around me. So that is my plan. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so I just wanted to pop on, give you a little life update. This is what I'm doing and where I'm at. And I appreciate whoever is sticking around to watch my videos. And like I said, I hope to get more out, you know, like a weekly thing in the future. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in future videos. Bye.